This is the Black Pot, aka Koku Anyidoho, where we speak truth to power. Now here we don't criticize, but if we must criticize, we would only just criticize to build and not to destroy. That is why we say we are in the service of God and country. This is the voice of the people, and of course, my brother, my sister, from the newsreel, we always endeavor to keep it real. Now, my brother, my sister, today we have a number of issues to look at. In fact, and we need to be very quick with this. I need you to be quick enough and run alongside so that we'll be able to finish this as quickly as we can. This is the Black Pot, aka Koku Anyidoho, where we would speak truth to power. Yes. Now, the very first story we are looking at today is coming from Ghana Web, and I like this story. It says, dissociate Manshia Palace from MPP and politics or lose the love of Ghanaians. And these are the utterances of a man called Gbande. I read, who is Gbande? Now, the Deputy General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, Mustafa Gbande, is urging the Manshia Palace to distance itself from attempts by the New Patriotic Party to involve it in partisan politics. He warns that failing to do so could risk losing the affection of Ghanaians. Now, according to Mustafa Gbande, Manshia has been revered by Ghanaians for centuries due to its neutral stance in politics. However, with the nomination of one of its royals, Matthew Opoku Prempeh, as the running mate to the NPP's flag bearer, Dr. Bawumia, he argues that the NPP is subtly trying to drag the respected palace into partisan politics. He warns that if this continues, it could tarnish the palace's reputation. I have disagreed with Mustafa Gbande once or twice before, but this one is nothing but the truth. My brother, my sister, he has the penchant of going overboard sometimes. Sometimes he would have to come back and apologize. At least he has done that once before. But Mustafa Gbande has hit this one straight on the nail, on the head of the nail. My brother, my sister. Now, we all have seen how Otumfuo almost ended up endorsing Bawumia by saying that, okay, you see, so we know that if we are given the opportunity, you would be able to rule this nation and also improve it. Now, many Ghanaians are of the view that almost 8 years in power and they cannot see any improvement. This is a slap on their cringing brows. My brother, my sister, what Mustafa Gbande is saying is that if Matthew Opoku Prempeh, aka Napo, who is said to be a royal, has been picked up as the running mate of Bawumia, then there is the possibility of Manshia going headlong to indulge itself in partisan politics. What else could he say? Now, I am a lover of tradition and a lover of our heritage. When it comes to tradition, I am the first person to jump out of the ship and embrace it. So when I see tradition being demeaned anywhere in the world, I feel so sad. By our laws, chiefs and kings are not supposed to be involved in partisan politics. True or false? So when I hear some chiefs, left, right, and center, endorsing this candidate or that candidate and praising this candidate and that candidate and asking people to vote for them, I sit back and I say, you don't know why you are a chief. And we have said this time and again. For all these years. In fact, Manshia all these years has stayed away from partisan politics. And for that matter, undoubtedly, it is the biggest home of chieftaincy and tradition in the whole Ghana, if not the whole of Africa. True or false? There is no dignitary worth his salt who would enter this country without taking an opportunity to go shake hands with Otumfuo. True or false? My brother, my sister, the seat of the Otumfuo, which is Manshia, I am tempted most of the time to say that it is bigger than the presidency. In fact, if there was an opportunity to go have dinner at the presidency or have one at Manshia, without thinking, I will go straight to Manshia. That is how much I rate tradition. And everybody knows that in Ghana. That is why I have refused to wear things from the West. And I only wear things that come from amongst us, whether they are demonized or not. So when I see our chiefs descend into the echelons of partisan politics, it hurts me. And I want to thank Mustafa Bande for hitting this straight up. We shall keep our eyes opened, our ears opened to the ground to make sure that our chiefs and kings remain resolute in traditional matters and keep their respect and honor. Mustafa Bande has warned. Any chief or any king, in this case he referred to Manshia, that will peddle and meddle in partisan politics would end up losing the groove from the people. And that is nothing but the truth. I want to take this opportunity to say good afternoon to you, Otumfuo, or say to the second. This is the Black Port. Now the next thing I want to look at, and I want to go straight up to the point, and I need you to come along. Oh, this is interesting. It says, WAEC raises concern over BECE candidates placing money, phone numbers into answer booklets. And I read, Head of Public Affairs for the West African Examination Council, John Kapi, has cautioned BECE candidates against placing money and their contact numbers into answer booklets in an attempt to bribe invigilators during exams. Now addressing the media at a press conference to outline the rules and regulations guiding the 2024 BECE ahead of the commencement of the exam, Mr. Kapi said the council has noticed a concerning trend in recent years where candidates try to solicit external help during exams. Mr. Kapi stated categorically that such actions are classified as punishable offenses and candidates found culpable will be severely dealt with. Now, the council has noted with concern a number of cases where candidates write telephone numbers or phrases such as call me, help me, call my mom, etc., etc. in their answer booklets. Others also insert various sums of money in their answer booklets soliciting help from examiners. We wish to state clearly that this is classified as seeking external assistance and is a punishable offense, he said. That is how they started, my brother, my sister. And they end up into politics where they rape the nation dry. My brother, BECE, basic examination, is supposed to give you the basics, the basis of life. And you started by being corrupt. These are the people who put money in their examination booklets, who are now in politics. They know next to nothing apart from propaganda and stealing. My brother, my sister, this is very true, and it's been happening from time immemorial. Not only with BECE, even in my days as an O-level student, an A-level student, my brother, my sister, we had some of these things happening. You put some big sum of money, which you took from your father or your mother, in almost every examination booklet. And then you put your phone number there. Sometimes the ladies even go ahead to propose sex to whoever is going to mark the paper. They do not know whether it's a male who is going to mark it or not. But since the males dominate, and it's easier to get a male into your bed rather than a female. My brother, my sister, they prefer just writing and saying that I can offer you anything you want. Please, I beg you, pass me. What point is Black Rasta making? This is what is happening in our nation. My brother, if the WAEC was seen as punishing this right from time immemorial, I am not sure this would continue. Every now and then we hear, oh, some students' papers were cancelled because they took foreign material into the examination room. Never have we ever been told that some people proposed sending money or bribe to examiners and even invigilators and markers. My brother, my sister, let's think about this. We are bringing down our nation. If WAEC was seen as punishing this right from the start, if every now and then we saw, oh, these number of students or these students have been punished because they wrote A, B, C, D or put this amount of money in their answer booklets, I am sure that this terrible menace would, to some extent, be eradicated. But no, we have never really addressed this. Thankfully, WAEC is seen to try and deal with this. Examination malpractice. Somebody can pay another person to write a whole thesis for him, and he's so happy, walks around and says he has a master's or he has a PhD. What kind of a PhD or master's is this? That you don't know the basics. You do not know the difference between the introduction and the literature review. My brother, my sister, think about it deeply. We are raising a nation of cheats. We are raising a nation of bribe takers and bribe givers. If we do not nip this in the bud, my brother, my sister, this nation will continue to take a deep downward trend, deeper than we see it now. Please, thank you to WAEC for bringing this up. But don't just bring it up. Follow it with action. Let's see people punished. Oh my God, what a nation. Now the next thing I want to look at, and I need you to come along, it happened over the weekend. Arrogance laced with disregard. Koku Anyidoho blast Hannah Bisu for walking off live TV show. And I read, former Deputy General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, Koku Anyidoho, has criticized Dr. Hannah Louisa Bisu, the National Women's Organizer of the NDC, for walking off a live TV show. Anyidoho's rebuke came in a series of tweets following Bisu's decision to exit the Joy Prime Breakfast show after being paired with Hagia Safia Mohammed, the Deputy Women's Organizer of the New Patriotic Party, the MPP, rather than Kate Jimfua, the MPP Women's Organizer. In his tweets, Anyidoho expressed dismay and disappointment at Bisu's actions, accusing her of arrogance and disrespect towards Ghanaians. Jesus. Listen to Hannah Bisu and you will cringe. Such arrogance, laced with total disregard for Ghanaians. These are the people insulting the state for questioning a deputy minister's authority to sign an ambulance contract, yet she disrespects a deputy women's organizer. Damn JM. They say opinions are like noses. Everybody has one. My brother, my sister, let's tackle this straight away. Did Hannah Bisu do any wrong? No, she didn't. If I were the one, I would sit down, I will not leave. But that doesn't mean that Hannah Bisu did any wrong. My brother, you are going for a debate. You are going on a show to debate an issue. You are told that this is going to be the person you are going to debate. You are not told, even though the media house got the information, that the other person would not be present several hours before the time. You were not communicated to. But this person was replaced And when you arrived on set on time to be able to debate the issue, you are told that, okay, it's a different person because the other person couldn't make it. My brother, it throws you off gear. I have seen that happen several times because you prepared to meet a certain person. I would have stayed because it's the issues that are most important and not the personalities. But my brother, my sister, sometimes principle is principle, especially when it comes to this game called politics. I am not sure if you are told that you're going to meet somebody like the NDC's communicator, you are going to present a deputy to go meet him because you know the kind of talent you are going to meet. Everybody knows exactly who they want to meet. My brother, my sister, there are some shows that I've been invited to, and I look at the panelists and I decide that I will not go because of reasons that are known to me, myself, and I. Sometimes the panelists are so weak, you know that you are not going to have any good communication, any good debate. There are some that are utterly argumentative. They are only there to make headlines. They are not there to make common sense. For that matter, if I realize that this is the kind of person I'm going to meet, I won't take that person serious. And there are some people I already know that I will never debate with. They are so mediocre thinking. They are not up to the task. And it will be a waste of my time to go and sit down there and debate them. Now this brings into the focus lights. John Dramani Mahama met the press over the weekend and I clapped for him. You know why? Instead of debating comedian Bawumia, who was a PhD in noise making, I would rather meet with the press. Let the press ask me any question. Let the press debate me. The press is a better debater than comedians, political comedians. Remember, I sat on this show and I admonished the former president never ever to stoop this low to debating Bawumia. Bawumia is a known, accomplished noise maker whose penchant for noise making is beyond bounds, my brother, my sister. When it comes to noise making, in fact, if noise making could provide or produce electricity, Ghana would never ever have done so. Because Bawumia would produce more than that. Should I repeat it? If noise making could produce electricity, Ghana will never ever suffer from doom so, because Bawumia has tons of that in abundance. I'm glad that Mahama met with the press. They fired so many questions. I was invited, but I wasn't going to be in the country at the time, and I couldn't make it. But my brother, my sister, I believe that the press did a good job. I believe that they were there to fire. After all, the press represents the people. Political party candidates only have an allegiance to their parties and not to the people. That is what I believe. It doesn't matter which politician it is. They all are very selfish, right from JM all the way down to Bawumia and all of them. They are yet to prove to me that they are ready in toto to stand by the nation by hook or by crook and not their political parties. That is why I keep talking to JM. You stand a bright chance of rewriting the political history of this country as the man, aside Kwame Nkrumah and one or two more, who stood through thick and thin, rain and shine by their country and never ever relented. Even when the gunshots were heard, they never made a move. Congratulations. As for Bawumia, let him debate with himself. Now, Koku Anyidoho is a man that I love. But I am also disappointed in a few things he says time after time. But again, opinions are like noses. I still believe that this is a very bitter man. And I do not know why the elders of his party are not calling him to sit down and smoke the peace pipe. It doesn't matter what is contained in the peace pipe. It could be bonto or ntampe. The most important thing is that some smoke should come out of the peace pipe. Yes, I'm speaking in parables. Now I'm reading this from the Herald, and it says, Ghana gas plunged into boardroom wrangling over 900 million American dollars. My brother, this is almost 1 billion American dollars. And I read, reports reaching the Herald indicate that workers of Ghana Gas Company are backing their chief executive officer, CEO, Dr. Ben Asante, against their board chairman, Kennedy Ejapong. This follows claims that Mr. Ejapong is pushing a multi-million-dollar deal on the institution and the workers, and some board members fear this could pose criminal issues in the future. The Herald's information is that the development has led to a major boardroom dispute at the Ghana Gas Company over the contract valued at nearly 900 million American dollars. According to some workers, there was a near physical altercation between Dr. Ben Asante and the board chairman, Kennedy Ejapong, on Wednesday during a board meeting. The Asin Central MP reportedly became furious, slamming his hands on the board table and calling the CEO stupid, amongst other unprintable words. The CEO insisted on ensuring that the transaction went through stringent procurement requirements, whilst Kennedy Ejapong sought to bypass certain procedures. 900 million American dollars, an equivalent of several millions of, in fact, billions of Ghana cedis. My brother, politicians are good at this. They think that once they are in power, they can sidestep and sideline all the values and walk or run or fly headlong into these nasty things of sidestepping proper procurement. In the past, my brother, and even now, it's all about who you know. Procurement rules and regulations are thrown to the dogs. Oh, I have a brother who needs a job. Please, I'll give you a 10,000 acre road for you to build, even though you don't have any experience in road building. It's money to you. My brother, think about this deeply. Think about it. If we allow our politicians to do this, the nation at the end of the day is going to hemorrhage. I'm going to call Kennedy Ejapong and speak to him about this and find out his side of the story. Then I will also be able to speak with Dr. Ben Asante and find out exactly what happened, so that we'll be able to bring a balanced idea right here. In the interim, this is not new. Procurement breaches left, right, and center, and nothing happens. They are so interested and happy about winning power, and they are not interested in fixing the nation. All they are interested in is the presidency. Once they have it, any other thing can go to sleep. Oh gosh. Now the last thing I want to look at, Chef Ebenezer Smith. Chef Ebenezer Smith. My brother, my sister, Chef Ebenezer Smith, aka Chef Smith, my brother, my sister, decided to fool the whole nation, but not me. Right from the start, I told you that this marathon of a cooking, marathon of non-sleeping, marathon of foolishness, my brother, my sister, will amount to nothing. A nation that is not interested in having a marathon of gutter cleaning, a nation that is not interested in having a marathon of cleaning, my brother, my sister, Yet they run every now and then to the church, passing several dirty gutters, dirty potholes, dirty environments, and going to sit in the church and the mosque when both religions agree that cleanliness is next to godliness. My brother, my sister, pastors and malams walk through so many dirty areas to the mosque and the church respectively. Yet, my brother, my sister, they have never taken cleanup campaign seriously. All of a sudden, there's a certain sing-a-thon. Somebody is going to sing for several days. In fact, refusing to sleep. I told you right from the start that this thing was nothing but murderous and disastrous and suicidal. Many people called me a hater. Some people called me names. Tribalistically, people attacked me. Intellectually, some people tried, but they fell flat like a house of cards. My brother, my sister, I saw the foolishness in this from the start. People who are not ready to clean up their nation. The whole country is so dirty. Politicians said they were going to make Accra the cleanest city in Ghana. That is a better marathon. Cleanathon. He should have been told. He should have been called. Up till now, the city is smelling like Kobe and Mamone. You don't have any interest in cleaning your city. Not even your home. My brother. But you have the energy to go for a certain sing-a-thon, a certain cook-a-thon, a certain hagathon, a certain kibabathon, devoid of sleep. Oh my God, have mercy. So when this crook saw how Ghanaians are so gullible and stupid, he decided to scam them. Like Akablemeza did in the years gone by. He went online, read about the Guinness World Records, and decided that no, he would go into it. He came out and started cooking without Guinness giving him a nod. He didn't even contact Guinness to start. He cooked for a number of days, and when it was time, he retired and told the whole world he had broken the record. And then he went ahead to print out a certain certificate from the website of Guinness. Oh my God. And called all the media houses and gave all of them solid, all of them. Some had 200 Ghana cedis. Some had 500 Ghana cedis. Even our journalists here were there. As to whether they took the solid or not, only God knows. When I launch my album, media houses don't come because there's no solid. When I am making sense, media houses don't come because there's no solid. All the media houses in Ghana were there. Even dead journalists from Awudomi Cemetery rose from their graves and went all the way there with pens in their hands to write about this cookathon, aka fakeathon, scamathon. My brother, my sister. You know what happened? They clapped for him, took photos with him, praised him, and he even got the office of the former first lady involved. Mahama was getting ready to go and congratulate him, basically for political reasons. As for Bawumia, he had already sent emissaries, allegedly. Emissaries. Ahead, hurry up. Let's go and see him before Mahama goes there, so that we'll take a picture with him and dance to King Palute's Asida. Hallelujah. Muma mistiano, mi pestiano, mi pestiano, muma mistiano, mexicano. My God. Oh my God. You know what happened? At the end of the day, all the media houses, including those at Awudomi Cemetery, published that Chef Ebenezer Smith had won. I woke up and saw it all over the place. I was disinterested. I've released Salaga Soldier album. Published that. It is the album that is going to give you the Grammy. I have released an album that is bigger than any reggae album in the world. They are not interested until I organize a reggaeton or albumathon. Then they will come. Deny myself of good sleep and common sense. The guys scammed the whole nation. They all published it. All of them. Mushroom newspapers, Kobe newspapers, blogs congratulating him. He had so much money, sponsors doing all this. Many more even wanted to take him on a tour of Canada, Ireland, and China to show his cooking prowess. Such a dirty scammer. My brother, my sister, how could such a fool be able to get the whole nation behind him in this skullduggery? Ha! A nation of gullible idiots. My God, when the president threatened Al Jazeera that he was going to do ABCD, after we exposed him, wrote to Al Jazeera and they wrote to us back with all love to Niagboaye. You could have done the Niagboaye, but no, they went ahead and published it all over. Until Guinness came out to say that, Charlie, we don't even have any records of this guy contacting us to do any cookathon. They were busily going back to their websites to delete this disgraceful thing that they did. My brother, when you have a nation of news breakers, aka breaking news nation, not ready to follow up on the news, this is what happens. Today, Chef Ebenezer Smith, there are allegations of him even raping. As to whether this is true or false, we shall go into that. But there are allegations of sexual misbehavior from his former places of work. I don't want to go into that because we are digging into that as well. Today he's kneeling down before cameras, crying tears of joy for getting the attention finally. I have no sympathy for such a scammer. My brother, a man who can go all this length to scam the whole nation, to scam the former first lady, scam all the people he brought there, including media houses of repute and respect who bowed so low to this scam. My brother, my sister, even Akablemeza is in his grave shaking black and saying, Kai, this is my grandfather, you are better than me. Today he's crying all over the place. Oh, Jesus, have mercy. He is sorry for what he did, forgive him for what he did, blah 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 blah, boom 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 boom. I love to forgive, but I'm glad that this happened to all the people who believe in foolishness. Scamathon, fakeathon is what your portion is. Start a cleanup campaign in Nima, cleanathon. Go to a shaman and do cleanathon. Huh? Decency-athon, be decent. Anti-corruption-athon, fight against corruption in a marathon. A nation of breaking news. I leave it here.
This is 3FM.